Welcome to SveNFL.
What's up, y'all?
It's Jonathan Rollins.
Schif me Sarah.
Two Americans living in Sweden talking about football.
Love me some football.
Don't we all love us some football? It's week 5, baby.
Yeah.
Going into it. Week 5. My team, I'm still happy about my team. You know, I had a rough one, but still 3-1. 1 quarter of the way through the season. And should we do a check-in or should we wait till next week?
I think I think next week might be the week.
Okay.
Because
next
I'm
week we'll
still,
yeah.
I think next week is they
Gathering
are who
information.
they are who we thought they are week. I need one more week. There's a couple of teams that I'm just a little bit confused about.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't have my full finger on the pulse. I'm not ready to commit to anything yet. Are there any teams you say pack it up? Better luck next year?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your list? What's your list of those teams? The pack it up list.
Well, I said in the last episode that the Bengals are done. So yeah, they're on the list.
Yo, we could call it the baloney list.
Sure.
BLNY. Baloney. Better luck next year.
Yeah.
I like that.
I put the Jets and the Broncos on that list.
Oh yeah. Okay. Our baloney list, we can have, and then we can add teams to it if we need to.
Giants are on that list.
Oh, you got the Giants on the baloney list?
Panthers obviously are on that list.
Panthers on a baloney list. The Giants, yeah,
and the Bears. The Bears own the baloney list right now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's it right now. You can't push too many. Somebody might have a run or something.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the baloney list. But what's going on in the league?
Well, there's a couple of things going on. Mostly there's a lot of very significant injuries that happened this past week. Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett injured his knee. It turns out it's a bone bruise.
Oh.
In his left knee, so there's a chance that he could play this weekend against the Ravens, but it's still unclear. Big loss for the Bills. Tre'Davious White, their star cornerback, is going to be out for the season with a torn Achilles.
Oh, man. That sucks.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Patriots also suffered some key injuries. They've lost Matthew Judon, who's probably one of their best defensive players.
Damn, I love that. I love watching him play, man. Even though it's a rival team, I love how he plays.
I think he has like a torn bicep muscle or something.
Damn.
So he's going to have surgery, and they're saying he's expected to miss at least 2 months. They also lost their star rookie cornerback Christian Gonzalez to a dislocated shoulder. And he's out. He's out indefinitely. So that's messed up.
Are they on the baloney list?
Very much flirting with joining that list. Yeah.
They're next to the refrigerator.
Yeah. Who else? Justin Herbert, they're on a bye week, but he fractured his finger in his non-throwing hand.
How big did that glove have to be?
Yeah, he's kind of funny. After the game, they asked him how it was, and he whipped out a Monty Python reference. He was like, "'Tis but a flesh wound," which I thought was pretty funny.
Nice, that was good.
Let's see, Devontae Adams. He left the game last week with a shoulder injury, but came back. We'll see how he handles it. Mike Evans left with a hamstring injury. He's also on a bye week, so he's pretty lucky there.
What else about him? He ain't gonna be back.
Yeah, exactly. But that's end of the season stuff, really. I mean,
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
he's like y'all had your chance to re-sign me. I'm out after this, and they're
Mm-hmm.
playing well too.
Mm-hmm. Bengals lost T. Higgins to a fractured rib,
Damn,
which means
and they were looking so good, man.
yeah, yeah. It means that Tyler Boyd will now obviously move into the wide receiver 2 role, and yeah, everybody's favorite Bengals mullet, Trenton Irwin, will move into the number 3 role. Yeah, exactly. What's up with your guy Teron Armstead? What's the
He had an
extent of his?
ankle injury, but they think he might miss a week, and
Mm,
it's kind of day to day.
right. Yeah, those are the major ones. The other interesting scenario is that Jonathan Taylor is expected to return to practice for the Colts today. He was placed on the physically unable to perform list at the beginning of the season. There seemed to be some confusion about whether he was actually still recovering from ankle surgery or whether he was just using that as leverage to get a better deal or get a trade. The Colts do not seem interested in trading him at all.
Oh, really?
Well, they apparently the Colts want they either want a first or a second round draft pick, and I guess there's not a lot of teams that are willing to give that up for a running back.
Never say never, but never.
But he is officially back with the squad, or supposed to be. Whether or not he plays this weekend is anybody's guess, really.
Okay.
He hasn't spoken to the media yet, so we don't really know what the hell's going on.
Kind of strange situation, man. Reminds me a bit of the Rams and their running back. I can't remember his name right now. That was like, I'm out, and then he just came back, and then it was all good, and now he's gone now. They traded him now, but it was like last year.
Oh yeah, Cam Akers.
Cam Akers, yeah.
Yeah, he's with the
Reminds
Vikings
me of that
now.
situation where you're like, what? Do y'all hate each other or like? But I mean, it does remind you sometimes about the business, kind of like Chris Jones. It's like, oh, I'm good. This is just business.
Speaking of weird situations, after sitting out last week as a healthy scratch, Matt Eberflus says that Chase Claypool will not rejoin the Bears this week for their Thursday night matchup against the Commanders. Claypool has been talking shit publicly about his usage by the team.
The guy can't get him the ball, man.
He's been criticized for looking as if he's not really trying when he is on the field.
I watched the clip of that. That was
Clearly they are looking for a trade partner, but I don't think they're going to like what they're going to get in return for a very moody, disgruntled wideout who was clearly overrated once upon a time, but is now, I would say, properly rated as a below average wide receiver.
This is the magic, that Pittsburgh magic, man. They just make receivers look good. And then
yeah, I guess.
remember that when it was like, wow, this guy, they have all of every year to get a new guy. He was the guy for a bit.
Also, in the weird category, the Chandler Jones situation with Las Vegas just keeps getting stranger and more upsetting.
Oh yeah,
He, they sent some sort of an officer to do like it started with him being locked out of the facility and then him piping off on Instagram. And there seemed to be some indication that he was going through some kind of a mental situation,
like an episode.
Which he completely, denied that was what was going on. But then after all of that, he was then arrested last week in Las Vegas for violating some sort of a protective order, like some kind of a restraining order kind of thing. And he got on Instagram again and started like trying to explain himself. And he had like a breakdown in the middle of the video where he starts crying and talking about how his former teammate Aaron Hernandez, he claimed that Aaron Hernandez did not commit suicide in prison. He seemed to indicate that Aaron Hernandez was still alive.
Oh my god!
So something, yeah, it's a very weird story. If you're interested,
that's weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. But he's clearly going through something.
Oh yeah.
That I don't know. It might take a while to unravel what that might be. Probably one of the more interesting news stories.
You niggas
here,
are crazy.
Yeah.
This is a sick Negro.
Perhaps.
I'm sorry, Skip.
So we have a weird announcement from the NFL that they have made changes to their gambling policy.
Oh. So the players could bet now?
Well, okay, here's how it breaks down. Under the revised policy, the league has reduced the penalty for players who wager on other sports while on NFL premises or NFL businesses to 2 games for a first offense. So if an NFL player decides to bet on
basketball,
NBA or MLB or whatever, it's a 2 games, but only if they do it at the premises. Like,
okay.
If an NFL player, if you're at home and you're on your phone and you want to bet on the NBA, there's nothing wrong with that.
Cool.
Previously, the punishment was a 6-game suspension. For a second offense, it's a 6-game suspension. For a third offense, results in a 1-year suspension.
For other sports, what is it for NFL?
Correct. Now, for the NFL, the punishment has increased for wagering on NFL games. A player who bets on a game involving his team now faces a minimum suspension of 2 years.
Okay. What about another team?
I think it's a 1-year suspension.
Damn. So you just can't bet on the NFL.
So the most interesting result of this is that Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams, who was suspended 6 games for betting on a non-NFL game from the facility, has now retroactively had his suspension reduced and will be available to play for the Detroit Lions right fucking now.
Okay. It was supposed to be 2 games, right?
He got a 6-game suspension, but now that they've changed it, it should be 2. Under the new rules, it only would have been 2 games. So
does that mean that he gets 2 paychecks back?
It's a good question. I don't know the answer to that, but I thought that as well. Yeah. So he has been retroactively kind of cleared, reinstated, and will be available to play for the Lions this weekend.
Ooh, we fucked up, didn't we? Not picking the Lions to win that division.
Oh, for sure. And my final piece of news, which is like, I don't know, maybe people find this interesting, maybe nobody cares, but it was announced this past week that the XFL and the USFL announced their intention to merge into one league.
Okay.
It's still spring football. Nobody really cares. I mean, the USFL still did pretty good TV numbers and whatnot, but I don't know what we're doing here. Like, I feel like
the NFL needs competition, man.
It feels like the NFL is the only major sports league in America that doesn't have a developmental league.
The NCAA.
So, it's not. We were having this conversation before you turned the mics on.
Yeah.
To me, college football is not not a good predictor of who is actually going to be a good player. And
that's what you're saying, yeah.
I think it would be much better to turn this merger of these 2 leagues into a developmental league. They're never going to introduce relegation. It's not going to happen.
I was going to say,
it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's never.
The NFL should buy up both of them, buy up this merge, and then make it the developmental or make it a relegation league, and give us what we all want, man. Where teams don't tank. I mean, or organizations get punished for being irresponsible. Like
it's never gonna happen.
I know.
But making this a developmental league is such an easy decision to make. Like they definitely do it in the NHL. where they have developmental teams that are connected to the major teams. Obviously, you got the G League and the NBA, which does a very similar thing. And then Major League Baseball also has the same setup. It's the only professional team sport that doesn't have a developmental league. It just makes perfect sense to me. I don't know. I don't get it. But whatever. It is what it is. And that's it. That's the news.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll take a break and then we'll come back. We'll do our flip and pick 'em for these week 5 games. All right. That break was brought to you by Brisket and Friends. Our one and only sponsor, Brisket and Friends, best barbecue in Stockholm. Barbecue so good to make your mama slap your grandma. Brisket and Friends. Check it out. Multiple locations throughout Stockholm. Brisketandfriends.se might be the website.
Probably.
It's probably the website. I didn't look into that, but check them out and make sure to tell them SveNFL sent you.
Yes, ask for the SveNFL table breaker.
Yes, get the SveNFL table breaker, and they'll know just what we're talking about. It won't confuse anyone.
No.
All right, man. It's my call, right? No. Your call.
Right.
So far, to update everybody, Schif is losing 38-26. He took a bad beating last week, 12-4. And we didn't mention the leader of the Pigskin Pick'em right now is still our guy. What's his name? Jared Goff MVP, Elmar Engholm. So shout out to you, man. Still up there, tied with Nicholas. And with a crazy run, Champ himself.
You can call me Champ.
I got to shout him out for getting 14 out of 16 right. Boosted him all the way up to second place or third place, how you want to look at it. Tied for third place with a few other people. And Elmar didn't hit us up to join us for our bet. No, we didn't do a bet. But he didn't hit us up anyway. We would have done it if he hit us up.
Right.
But I think getting 14 out of 16 right means we got to get Champ involved in our next bet. So
Also,
too, man.
Before we continue, I feel like I have to question your spreadsheet over there. I got a score from last week of 11-5.
Oh, did I mess something up? All right, we can run through it real quick, man. I'm not trying to cheat you, bro.
See, this is why I do it analog.
Did the Seahawks beat the Giants?
They did.
Chiefs beat the Jets.
49ers
beat the Cardinals.
Yep.
Cowboys beat the Patriots. Did you pick the Patriots to win?
I did. I picked them as my underdog.
Okay, as an upset. Chargers beat the Raiders. Texans beat the Steelers.
Yep.
And you picked Steelers. I picked Vikings over Panthers. You picked Washington over. No, you picked the Eagles over Washington. I picked Bucks. No, I picked Saints over Bucks. Oh, the Bucks won.
Is that where you got it wrong?
No. I got it. I wrote that right. Yeah. Saints won. Yeah. Rams over Rams. Colts.
No, the Bucks won that game.
Right. I know. I got it wrong. Yeah. But I picked the Saints to win.
All right.
And then you picked the Rams over the Colts.
Yep.
That happened. I picked the Bengals over the Titans. No, I picked.
You picked the Titans over the Bengals.
I'm sorry. I'm stupid. You picked Browns over Ravens.
Yep.
Ravens won. I picked Broncos over Bears. You picked Dolphins over Bills. I picked Jaguars over Falcons.
Yep.
And you picked Packers over Lions.
No, I picked Lions over the Packers.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was.
That's where we got it wrong.
All the way to the Thursday night game. I went backwards. If I went forwards, we would have got it right. Okay. So, I'm sorry, man. 37-27. You're right.
I still got that ass whooped.
So you're a little bit behind. We've been here before. I always losing there. Yeah. I only won because of the Super Bowl last year. So this time you're calling it, right?
Yep.
Or yeah.
Damn it! Dropped my quarter.
Look at him cheating.
I dropped my quarter so I could pick up that
double-headed one.
That trick quarter. All right, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call tails. Damn it! I cannot win a coin toss this year. It's heads.
Okay. All right. I didn't expect to win. You always win. I'm gonna say. You know what? I'll go first.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pick. It feels like after watching Justin Fields get it together last week, it might be time, man, for the Bears to lose again. I think Washington's gonna win this game.
You know they wish they could flex this game out.
Out of Thursday?
Commanders versus Bears. This is not a good game.
It's a Thursday night game, though. That's when you have the shitty games.
We're definitely picking the under on that one. I don't care what it is.
I don't know. They put up like 30 points last time. Against the Broncos, who happen to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Still.
Next up, we have another London game. 3:30 start for us here in Europe. Jaguars versus the Bills at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Really nice stadium.
Very nice stadium. Let's see. I don't think this is a very difficult game to figure out at all. I believe the Bills are going to go in there and whoop the Jags' ass. Been a little disappointed in the Jags.
Yeah, I have too.
This year. They are 2-2, but they've struggled.
They were. Yeah.
They've struggled, yeah.
Then we got the Texans and the Falcons. Man, I hate to be the one to say it, but I think the Texans are going to get up in that ass. People are going to start talking about DeMeco Ryans, man.
Desmond Ridder appears to be on the hot seat.
Yeah, man. I feel like of course y'all can win this game. I think you should win this game. But if the Texans look like they're rolling right now, I'm just gonna ride that. But if it might be some changes if your guy doesn't pull it through, man.
Next up, we got the Carolina Panthers versus the Detroit Lions. It's a cat battle. Let's go. Two cats. Only one will survive.
Cats go at it. Yeah.
Cat battle.
Which one?
Everybody knows that a lion is going to kill a panther, especially this year, considering how well they're playing and that defense. Yeah. Oh my God, I'd feel really bad for Bryce Young I would feel bad for him if I cared. But yeah, that defense is gonna get after him.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you.
Cat battle.
Cat battle. So you're going with the Panthers?
Absolutely not. Lions, baby.
All right, I'm gonna. We got the Titans versus the Colts. I think the Titans keep rolling, man, and Colts keep that. The Colts are looking all right, but I just feel they're too limited right now. Titans got it. So it's another Vrabel game.
Yeah, their run defense is pretty good. We'll see if they can get after this Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Richardson is not very good at throwing the football.
There's no narrative about him being fragile, right? With his 2 concussions. Just throwing it out there. He's had 2 concussions already.
Next up, we have your Miami Dolphins playing the New York Football Giants. Man, these Giants, they look terrible.
They're about to get dunked on, man.
They look terrible. I saw some crazies. I don't even remember what the number is, but like how they're being outscored in the first half this year. It was just absurd. It's crazy. I don't think they have any answer for the Dolphins. To me, this feels like a get right game.
Yeah.
I'm Dolphins all the way on this one.
Yeah. In Miami too. Then we got the Saints and the Patriots. I think you were talking about Desmond Ridder. I think it's the same thing with Mac Jones. They're getting tired of that shit. He got benched last week, and now he's going against a good defense. I think we're going to see more of the same, and it's going to be the final score is going to be 3-2. Saints win. We're getting us a baseball score, baby.
3-2.
That's my prediction. Bet under 5.
What's the over-under? It's 40. The over-under is 40.
It should be lower than that, man. David Carr's out here playing with half an arm. Jameis Winston on the sideline sucking on his W's. He's like, come on, coach. Let me in, coach. Ain't no way. I don't know, man. They're not going to be scoring.
The next game has an even lower over-under of 38 points. Ravens versus Steelers.
I think that's because our boy is hurt, man. Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, to me, this one's not a big mystery. The Ravens have no business losing this football game. I know the Steelers have a pretty good defense, but I just think, I believe more in the Ravens. They have a more functioning offense. I'm going to go with the Ravens.
All right. Then we got the Eagles-Rams, which I think is going to be a good game. I don't know why I'm not believing in the Eagles. They're pulling it out every week. I'm going to finally say the Eagles are going to win a game. And watch me be wrong this time. But the Rams been fighting. They've been feisty. They just haven't had the talent. And they got this Pupuka Bazooka falling out here.
What did you just call him? Paducah Bazooka?
I knew you'd get a kick out of that.
That's funny. The next one is a bit of a head scratcher. We have the Bengals versus the Cardinals, obviously under normal circumstances.
Brought to you by XLEX.
The idea that these two teams are both 1-3 coming into this game is like, what the fuck is happening?
How's this happening? Yeah.
I mean, conventional wisdom tells me that the Bengals will win this game, but the Cardinals are playing everybody a lot harder than than anyone really anticipated. But I think this week, I think I've decided that this week is the last week I'm going to expect the Bengals to win a football game. I'm rolling with the
Saga holding up.
She's upset. She's like, why do we suck all of a sudden?
I am so upset.
But yeah, I think this week is the last week I'm going to believe in the Bengals.
Suck all of a sudden. What'd you say? Who you got?
This is the last week. I'm going with the Bengals. This may be the last time I pick them all year.
Oh, damn.
If they lose this game, I'm officially done with them.
Who was it you said they're going to win this game and they're not going to win anymore? Wasn't that the Raiders?
Maybe.
Were you right about that? I feel like the Raiders. Yeah, yes, they're 1-3. That's funny. And they're playing the Packers too. All right, now we got the Jets versus the Broncos in the certified.
A Shit Bowl, brought to you by XLEX.
This is going to be a game of try to out-lose the other team. And I think the Broncos are going to out-lose the Jets. I don't know, man. I feel like quarterback coach combo goes out of the window in this game for some reason. Quarterback coach tells you Russell Wilson and Sean Payton should beat Robert Saleh and Zach Wilson. But I really feel like the Jets are just better, right? I don't know, man. This is a tough one. You know what? I'm going to say the Broncos win.
Okay.
Is that an upset? I'm upset that the game exists.
No, the Broncos are favored by 2.
Yeah, at home too.
The most interesting narrative going into this game is obviously, before the season started, Sean Payton was talking shit about Nathaniel Hackett and how it was historically the worst coaching job of the year or in NFL history. And then, of course, Sean Payton goes out here and, is not doing much better.
Right.
And so this will be the one and only time they meet this year, I guess. So there's going to be a lot of playoffs. Talking about playoffs?
Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
I love that you kidding me at the end.
Yeah. These 2 teams are not going to have to worry about the playoffs. But this narrative going in that these, this shit talking that, and then Sean Payton's subsequent comeuppance since the season started, this is what people are going to be talking about on Sunday for sure. So we'll see. We'll see who comes out firing.
Who do you think on this one?
On Jets Broncos?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Broncos are a better football team.
Okay. Agreed, man.
I think they're a better football team.
But they let the Bears get in that ass. But the Jets don't have that ability, right? They can't put up 30 points.
No.
If they can, it's over because the Broncos ain't going to be scoring a bunch on the Jets defense. No, that's a tough one. This might be the toughest game to call the whole week.
I think so, too. 2
pretty bad teams in a really tough fucking we'll see.
On to another tough one. Chiefs versus Vikings, am I right?
It's your upset?
No, I don't think so. The Vikings finally got a win, a very unconvincing win against a very bad Carolina Panthers. Who knows what's going to happen? The Vikings always play weird games, but I don't see any reason why I should not pick the Chiefs in this one. So, and they didn't play very well last week either, so they have a lot of reason to come out and whoop some ass too.
All right. The next game is Cowboys 49ers. This is going to be a barn burner. This is game of the week. Everybody's loving it. Looking forward to it. Feels like the 90s all over again. I'm actually going to pick the Cowboys to win this game, to give the 49ers their first loss.
Okay.
They're going to be up for this one, losing to the fucking Cardinals.
Yep, that is the Sunday night game. Monday Night Football this week. Packers versus the Raiders. Jimmy G should probably be back and out of concussion protocol. That being said,
AOC, baby.
That being said, I do not expect them to beat the Green Bay Packers. I like the way Jordan Love is playing. Still a lot of room for improvement, but I have more faith in Matt LaFleur than I do in Josh McDaniels. So I'm going to go Packers.
Nice.
And then we have Browns, Chargers, Seahawks, and Buccaneers are all on a bye week. So, yeah. So that's where we're at.
Nice. That's our slate of games and our picks. Good luck to everybody's team out there. Unless your team is the New York Giants. Fuck the Giants.
Yeah, fuck the Texans.
Then we got our superlatives, man. Brought to you by Brisket and Friends. Our Brisket and Friends superlatives. Brisket and Friends, best barbecue in Stockholm. Barbecue so good, make your mama slap your grandma. Barry White, sexiest matchup. I'll go first. It's no surprise. You know when you're a kid and you start learning about these things, the sex and all that stuff, and you're in your preteens and all that stuff. And for me, that was the 1990s. So it's fitting that in the 1990s, these two teams were at their peaks as well, and they had some great battles. One of the peaks of their battles is when T.O. goes and stands on the star, and he scores again, and he goes to go stand on the star again, and Emmett comes out there and try to tackle him. It was just crazy. And now they're back, man. Both of these teams are the top two NFC teams, and they're going to battle each other. It's probably a playoff preview, maybe NFC championship preview. Can't wait to see it. Just like when I was a teenager with a heart on. The Barry White sexiest matchup for me is the 49ers versus the Cowboys. I forgot to do this, though. Oh, yeah. 49ers Cowboys.
Yeah, sometimes there's only one answer, so there's really no need to get cute here. I'm going Cowboys 49ers as my week 5 game, sexiest game of the week. And this game, as you mentioned, it's not just 2023 sexy. This rivalry is historically sexy. For anyone who has not seen it, there is a documentary on the NFL Network called A Tale of Two Cities. And it breaks down in 2 parts the history of the rivalry between these two franchises, because what's sexier than a documentary these days, y'all? It's a great watch. This game is kind of like hooking up with your high school sweetheart one last time after 10, 15 years apart. Never a bad idea. What could possibly go wrong? I say just roll with it. Let's mystify, yeah. It's hot.
So hot, all right? Isaac Hayes and Barry White. Can you go wrong with that?
No, sir.
And then we got, do you have a Ken Patera upset of the week?
I am so upset.
I'm kind of split between 2 games. I'm sorry, Bengals fans, but I do actually think that the Cardinals can beat you, considering the way that you're playing. My other one is Chiefs. I think the Chiefs could get got.
Yeah, they look gettable.
And the Vikings have yet to play their best game. Mm-hmm. You never know.
This might be the one. I like that. 2 possible upsets. All right, I'm zagging. You zigging, I'm zagging. Sometimes the upset becomes because of the circumstances. You got out there ahead of everybody else, and you got to settle in. And now this team has to travel across the water and face you in what's kind of a home game for you now. I think, watch yourselves, upstate New York, because the Jaguars could beat the Bills. That's my upset of the week right there.
Ooh, that's a juicy one. I like that.
I am so upset.
Yeah, but it might be that wake-up call that makes the Bills go beat the shit out of everybody. Some more. I could be way off, though, but it's an upset call. Do you have any bold predictions?
I do. CJ Stroud is playing against my Atlanta Falcons in week 5. In Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Arena. The same stadium where when with Ohio State, he played the game of his life against my beloved Georgia Bulldogs and just missed a trip to the national championship game due to a missed field goal. This was the game that had me convinced that Stroud was a real quarterback. I think he's definitely going to remember what happened the last time he played in the stadium, and he is going to go out there and he is going to exercise those demons by decimating my Atlanta Falcons, throwing 4 touchdown passes and rushing for 1 near the goal line. Part of me is sort of maybe wish casting because I'm I will cheer for anything that gets Desmond Ridder benched at this point.
Oh, shit.
I'm kind of done. And this will be the last time I address it.
It's your John Starks bold prediction.
Man, did this dude just did this?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the person that's gonna have me thinking this is somebody we counted out, man. You talking about Desmond Ridder getting counted out? You tired of his shenanigans? Well, there was a team that traded up to get a guy that had a lot of shenanigans, and we all just were out on this guy. And now he's on another team, a good, stable organization, but he's still fucking up. But he's gonna make a statement game. The guy I'm talking about is one and only money making Mitch Trubisky. He's coming out. He's going against a rivalry team, the Ravens, with their suspect secondary. And he's going to come out and he's throwing for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Mitch is coming out here making that money, having people think, "Oh, maybe he's back," and then he'll regress the next game.
Look at you out here rolling with big dick Mitch Trubisky. Wow, I never thought I would see the day.
All right, man. Well, that's it. I'm still in the eliminator. I still got some good teams left out there, and I feel like I might actually use my Dolphins this week in my eliminator because I can't see them losing to the Giants, and I don't want to put it on a stressful Dolphins game. So I've used the Commanders. Commanders versus Bears is one I might want to do, but we'll see, man. Maybe I can use the Lions over the Panthers.
You haven't used the Lions yet?
No, man.
To me, that feels like a lock.
Yeah, I got some juicy ones. But that's it, man. That's it for SveNFL. Those of you that are interested in our gambling journey, you can follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/SveNFL to see what we're doing over there. We're going to be making some bets. We're going to get Champ in on it. See if he can help us make a little bit.
You can call me Champ.
But since he called 14 right last week, man, this guy's moving on up. So shout out to him. And fuck those teams that ain't my team. That's how I feel today. All right, man. It's been us. It's been SveNFL. This is Jonathan Rollins.
Skip Mizara.
And we're going to catch y'all next time. Thanks so much. Peace.
Later, y'all. Hmm.